Hey, what's going on, Black people? Today on the Black Financial Channel, I want to talk real quick about what's going on with some of these tech stocks and the fact that many of these tech stocks look like they're about to be broken up. And I'm going to explain why I think the tech stocks are going to be broken up and how this might affect your portfolio. And then I'm going to talk just a little bit about just life and what's going on in the world and have honest conversations with honest people. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about financial topics, economics, Black wealth, and all other related concepts many times a day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day, because we are obsessed with being Black and being strong and being powerful. We live under the B1 philosophy. B1 means that we are Black first. It means we solve our own problems. We're not waiting for Superman. And B1 also means that we believe Black people can be number one when it comes to economics and wealth within the next 50 years, but it's going to take work. It's going to require us to make a sacrifice in this generation. So if you're not ready to sacrifice, then get the hell up out of here. If you are into instant gratification over delayed gratification, then this is not the place for you. We understand that winners and warriors and champions are people that sacrifice in the present so that they can control the future. So if you want to control the future with me, put a hashtag B in the number one in the chat, hashtag B1. I'm absolutely convinced, absolutely obsessed. I completely believe, to the point of it being a religious feeling, that that we can control the future. We will control the future. And I know that because I'm smarter than all these people who say that we can't. So let's go ahead and make this happen. Let's go get it in. All right, everybody. What's going on, everybody? I see Shelton and Censorship Against the Middle Path and Darlene Rivers and Charlie Wilson and April Lee. Alonzo, how are you? And I see you guys on Instagram. My Instagram is The Real Boyce Watkins. What's happening on Instagram? Follow me on Instagram at The Real Boyce Watkins, but only if you like intelligent conversations, because don't come up in there with no retarded stuff or I might have to block you. Now, with that said, one of the things I wanted to talk about real quick, I'm actually about to get on a plane today, and so I don't have a ton of time, but two things that were going through my mind. One, let me make sure I write this down. One has to do with tech giants, and I want to make sure I cover that. And then also, I want to talk about blackness and money. And I thought about this because I wanted to specifically address. There was a comment that somebody made on Instagram where they asked me. They said, "Did you stop?" I put a picture up of me and my wife, my beautiful, beautiful wife. I'm proud to be married to a Black woman. She's from the hood, she's Black, she's 100% African-American, and I'm very proud of that. And I think somebody asked, they said, "Did you retire from giving investment advice? Why are you posting stuff like this? This is what stuff that women post." And I said to him, first of all, I was never an investment advisor. I'm not an investment advisor. I'm a finance PhD. We train investment advisors. Investment advisors come to us to learn how to give investment advice. We don't read all the textbooks. We write the textbooks. So I know I'm not an investment advisor. I'm not a, what was the other word somebody used? I think Mark Lamont Hill, I think he used this weird term like you are a financial coach. No, we train coaches, you jackass. But anyway, so the funny thing to me was I was like, no, I'm not an investment advisor. If you can't understand how your race, if you don't understand how Blackness ties into every single thing that you experience in America, if you don't understand how your being Black connects to everything that happens to you in this country, then I'm just not your guy. I'm not your guy. Go talk to Dave Ramsey. I mean, I'm sure Dave Ramsey can tell you about, how your 401k can work and how to allocate between stocks and bonds and real estate and whether the inflation rate is going to go up. And you can get all that. There's a million people who do that. No. I'm Black first, baby. I'm 100% Black. And then I go into the financial stuff as a tool, as a weapon, as a shield to help you overcome all the curses that come with being Black. That's what I do. That's what I believe in. That's who I am. I ain't going to talk to you about money unless we're talking about something that matters. Money does not matter that much to me, to be honest with you. Money is not something that I want to obtain in order to buy a new Lamborghini. I could buy any car that I want. I could go to the lot tomorrow and buy a $300,000 car and pay cash for that son of a bitch. But I don't do that because I don't care about that type of stuff. That stuff does not matter to me. Money to me as a Black man is the tool and the weapon and the shield that allows me to achieve goals that are far more valuable than money. This is higher level thinking. This is why, I know that Kwame Brown called me elitist because I said most people ain't going to get this, but I stand by that point 100%. I believe in being black and elite. I believe in black excellence. I believe you want to become excellent because you are up against an adversary that has been extraordinarily committed to your oppression. They've displayed a tremendous amount of white excellence by locking you down in a system that is so complex that most of y'all people ain't gonna get it before you die. You won't figure it out till you're 85 years old. So in order for you to overcome that, you have to be prepared. You must be at the top of your game and committed to getting there. You got to climb to the top of Mount Everest to see over the obstacles that are in front of you. Because if you're a low-level Negro and you're trying to be low-level mentally, and you're trying to play on level one, you're trying to play checkers in against a supercomputer, you're going to lose. White supremacy, to some extent, some of these systems are like supercomputers, and some of y'all are here thinking y'all can win by playing checkers. The supercomputer's controlling your brain, telling you what your next move is supposed to be, and you're like, I got you, I'm checkmate. And they're like, yeah, we wanted them to think that was a checkmate, but that's really not a checkmate. Really, you just locked yourself into another corner. So that is really important to understand. I want to make that clear. I'm black, and blackness to me goes deeper than just money. It goes into me explaining how me marrying an intelligent black woman fits into my overall strategy for black empowerment and independence and freedom. How that ties into empire building, which is connected to wealth, because empires are more capable of generating income, wealth, and assets than you can by being a solo single mom who don't need no man. Or one of these guys out here that says, well, I don't care nothing about these single women with children. To hell with the children. All that silly stuff. That if you don't understand teamwork, then you don't understand wealth. If you don't understand teamwork and how that ties into everything you do as family, who your friends are, who you roll with, all that stuff, then you're going to lose the game. You're going to lose. And I ain't got a lot of time to be working with the losers. If you're determined to be a loser, I'm not your guy. Please go talk to somebody else. Now, I want to make that point just because that was on my mind. That was on my spirit. Today's a Sunday, so who knows? Maybe I was preaching a little bit. I didn't mean to, but that's what it is. I can't apologize. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. And let me talk a little bit about something else that was on my mind. I don't have a ton of time, as I mentioned. Alicia's going to be done doing something she's doing. I want to spend some time with my baby for a little bit before I go. The tech giants, some of you are invested in companies like Apple and Facebook and Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Alphabet. The fam. Facebook. These are the companies that are not the FANG, it's the fam that are under regulatory scrutiny for being broken up. That's Facebook, Amazon, Alphabet. Facebook, Amazon, Alphabet. Sorry, Amazon. Facebook, Amazon, Alphabet, and Microsoft. I feel like I missed one. But anyway, those are some of the companies that are under regulatory scrutiny right now because they might get broken up. Microsoft actually has already gone through that process, but some of it was reversed. And right now, the regulators are doing something that I believe they should have done a decade ago, which is to check the power of big tech. Big tech has way too much power in this country, and they need to go ahead and kind of deal with some of that. Even Twitter has just kind of done some stuff that, to me, implies that many of these companies think that they live in their own regime of government. Like they really think we're more powerful than the government. We can shut down the president of the United States. We can just do whatever the hell we want. And that's going to come back to bite them. And let me tell you why. The reason that I believe that this is going to be a time where these tech companies, where chickens are going to come home to roost for them, is because right now, breaking up big tech is a bipartisan issue. Big tech has achieved the extraordinary feat of alienating both major branches of government. They've alienated the Democrats and the Republicans. They've alienated the Democrats because they've contributed to this massive economic inequality that exists in America. Most of the money being made in America is being made in Silicon Valley. Actually, what got me really digging into that was I had a conversation with Darryl Bell. Darryl Bell was on A Different World. He's a very smart guy, and he's a good friend of mine. I just love this brother tremendously. I want to ask him about the Cosby thing. I hope you'll be willing to give me a perspective on it. But Darryl mentioned that I think he said when we were talking over lunch 3 years ago, he said, 80% of the wealth is generated in Silicon Valley. And I researched that because Darryl, y'all don't know this, but Darryl's father was one of the first black men, one of the black pioneers on Wall Street. His father, putting aside the TV stuff and all that, his father would have made him a millionaire even without TV. Right. And I'm really impressed with the family. But that made me dig into that. And that's one of the reasons why I told you guys that if you want your children to have a chance to really build that major wealth, get them into that technology. That technology is where the money's at. Technology allows you to scale your business. Technology is what makes things move. If you can't open up a laptop or get on your computer and do something productive with that, you might want to sit down and take a class on that, or make sure your children do, because the people that are getting hammered by the economic inequality in America are the people who can't get into a Zoom and still make money, who can't do something on a computer, right? They have to go to the construction site, or they got to go work in the factory or whatever. And I'm not dismissing those individuals at all. My heart goes out to them. But America is a country where big tech has just kind of ran off with the money. They've ran off with the bag. And you got tech guys out there, the Elon Musk and the Jeff Bezoses, who are literally making $100 million a day, right? And while you have a lot of people that can barely get by, right? Minimum wage should be much higher than it is right now. Minimum wage should be $35 an hour. It should be something much higher than what it is right now. And even middle class, even managerial types. The folks that go to these, universities and get these degrees and learn how to go manage somebody else's business because they don't teach you how to actually create one yourself. Even those individuals are not happy. They're not happy with the way the workload just drives them into the ground. They can't spend time with their family. And you got to sort of think about some of these fundamental assumptions that are out here, like the assumption that you're supposed to spend more time with your boss than you spend with your kids. That's something you were taught from as a child. That was something that they put into your brain. That's not true. That's not the way things are supposed to be. Now, anyway, the big tech has achieved the goal of alienating the liberals by creating massive inequality. They've alienated the conservatives because they were censoring them. They were shutting down conservative voices. I don't care what you tell me. They engaged in massive amounts of partisanship. You were much more likely to be shut down if you were on the conservative side than you were if you were on the liberal side. So that pissed off a lot of Republicans. I don't know why the Republicans don't understand enough technology to have their own platforms or whatever, but I saw this happening. I don't identify as Democrat or Republican. Maybe some of my values are conservative because I believe in things like family, and I'm not all into some of the nonsense I see on TV or whatever. I believe, for example, I don't believe children need to be watching the BET Awards, seeing a bunch of dudes kissing each other and act like they're going to pump each other in the butt. I don't think that's healthy for kids, but maybe I'm a weirdo. Maybe something's wrong with me that I think you shouldn't be exposing children to some of these heavy ideas that they shouldn't see until they become adults. But, hey, we live in a crazy world. So some people try to fit into that. I'm not trying to fit into anything. I fit into things that I think make sense. Now, so here's what's going on right now. Nita Khan has taken over as the head of the Federal Trade Commission. Nita Khan is a huge threat to big tech because Nita Khan has written articles. She's a Columbia professor. My goddaughter went to Columbia. Shout out to my goddaughter. I love her to death. And Nita Khan was a law professor at Columbia who is now the head of the Federal Trade Commission. She's very young, about 32, 33 years old. And she's written extensively about how big tech needs to be broken up. And when I saw that and I saw her appointed by the Biden administration, I said, good for you. Touchdown. This is what the country needs. So these big tech companies are probably going to get chopped up on some level, some of them, at least one of them in maybe a symbolic way, but I think it's going to mean something. And now what's that going to mean for your stocks? If you own these companies, I don't think your stocks are going to get hit hard. I've been analyzing that to try to figure out, are Facebook investors worried that Facebook could get broken up? Because we know Facebook has been about as oppressive as any, they're like the tech Nazis. I mean, it's insanity how many of you, in fact, how many of you, give me a yes or no, how many of you have been in Facebook jail before? Like almost all of us have been in Facebook jail. I've been in Facebook jail probably 20 times, 30 times. I don't know. I had an entire page. I had this Facebook page years ago. Some of y'all might remember me from 5-6 years ago, which had 600,000 people on it or something. And in fact, that's where Young M.A., the rapper, that's where she started her career, because I posted her video and she thought that I was dissing her when I wasn't actually dissing her. I was actually making a commentary. I wasn't dissing, right? But sometimes young people who've never seen strong male guidance, they think you're dissing. Like Tyler, the Creator, he's another rapper that still to this day swears I was dissing him, when actually I wasn't dissing him. I was doing what my dad used to do with me. I was correcting. I was saying, do you really think this is healthy? Do you really think this is good for your community? Do you really think this is good for your people? So with Young M.A., I was mentioning that I said, I think it's very sad that we have kids who are super talented like she is. And I told that. I mean, it's shown, right? She's now, super famous. And I saw that when I first identified her talent. And I said, but why is it that we think why is it that we've trained our kids to rap about murdering each other? Like, why do we think that that's normal? Like, do any other communities do that? Do any other communities get paid by their oppressor to rap about how much they can't wait to murder their own loved ones, their own people from their own community? And that's sick. That's toxic. That's a poison in your body. That's like your liver trying to say, I'm going to murder your heart, or your heart is going to, is going to chop up your kidneys. Like that, the body's going to die, right? When Black people are rapping and celebrating death, you're killing your whole community. You're killing your families. Forget, it goes deeper than just racism. I mean, you're definitely going to be oppressed, but you're not even going to survive in the midst of your oppression, because the white man ain't got to do no work anymore. You've done it. His job is over. You do his job better than he does. Do you understand? Some of our people, and some of them are even in the chat. There's people in here that like to, come in and clown and whatever in the chat. And I like it when the trolls are in here, because they're showing themselves, because you do a better job of killing yourself than the KKK ever could. Am I right or am I right? How many, you can't count more than maybe 5 people. I bet you can't even count 5 to 10 people that were killed by the Klan last year. But I can count thousands of Black people that were killed by other Black people last year. I can count thousands of Black people that were killed by, things that we promote regularly: obesity and diabetes, heart disease. Right? We fight for that. We fight for our own death. Right? And I encourage you to kind of process that a little bit. And I don't know why Young May was kind of on my heart. I heard she went into rehab, which didn't surprise me. I mean, again, when you are embracing a culture of drugs and alcohol, I've told to you so much. I've prayed to you that I hope that you will make sure you introduce your children to, to what damage these things have done to our people. Like, it's not me being self-righteous. It's not me telling you what to do. It's not me pretending to be holier than thou. It's me saying that, the reason I never drank, I don't take a drink to this day. I would fight with faculty at Syracuse University because I said, you're encouraging these kids to become alcoholics at 18 years old. They're going to carry this burden for the rest of their life. You're cursing these children. Why would you do that? Right? Why not bless them instead of curse them? Why not bless your children with potential and possibility? Why not bless them with self-confidence? Why not bless them with large scale thinking so they can go out and conquer the world? Why would you curse them with drugs, alcohol, and niggerosity while they're still too young to even know who the hell they are? Right? So when I heard Young May went into rehab, I wasn't surprised. I felt very, very sorry for her. She's a product of tremendous amounts of trauma, and I saw that when I saw that first song she was rapping about. I said, she is such a great rapper, and every other lyric is, I got shooters in the bushes and I'll blow your brains out and I'll kill you from the roof and my niggas will shoot you down. And I'm sitting here like, where did we go wrong with this? Where did we as a community decide that was normal? At what point do we think that murdering 12-year-olds and 14-year-olds, having the kids can't even go to middle school? You're scared to go to middle school because somebody's going to roll up with an AK-47 and take you out. You forget worrying about a math test. Forget thinking about, what you're going to be when you grow up. You're wondering if you're going to make it to school without being killed today. That's the type of sickness that they implanted in our brain. And that's something that I think we have to be conscious of and speak out about. Right. And it translates into all other forms of toxicity in terms of how we deal with each other. So those are my thoughts today. I know I wanted to talk about the big tech giants. That was kind of the original thought, but it spun off into all these other thoughts. And I hope that this helps you in terms of deciding how you want to move forward. Get your kids away from that. Get your kids ready to become wealth builders. Teach them in the beginning. By the time your child's 12, make sure your child knows how to start a business. I don't care if they learn it from you, from me, from somebody else. Make sure your child knows how to start a business by the age of 12. 2, make sure your child owns shares of stock on the day they're born. Or if they don't own it yet, go buy them some stock right now. Right? Do that consistently every week until they become an adult. Then they're going to be independently wealthy enough to be able to quit any job that they want to quit. Number 3, make sure your kids understand the basics of real estate, why ownership is better than renting, and why they want to own a home as soon as they can. Those are the 3 things you want to do with your kids when it comes to wealth. And then at that point, you go deeper into the other areas that matter in terms of quality of life. Having money alone is not going to give you a high quality of life. I know plenty of people that made $10 million last year who are really miserable and very unhappy. So then at that point, it comes into critical thinking skill, managing healthy relationships, choosing the right women, choosing the right men, making the right choices when it comes to what you're eating. Like all those things are tied together in terms of being a healthy and successful Black person. Okay. Does that make sense? I hope that this helps you. I hope this adds up for you. And I'm going to get on out of here, guys. So do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. And also don't forget our book club meets every Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern. And you also get free access to my life class. So all this is free. If you see anywhere where it looks like you have to pay to join the life class, you do not have to pay. Just go to blackkeystogreatness.com. Right now, we're covering Black Labor, White Wealth by Dr. Claude Anderson. It's going to take us a few months to get through that book, but then we're going to jump to Powernomics, and then we're going to jump to the Black History Reader. I want to get all Dr. Anderson's books and break it down for you. Bring your kids, bring your baby mama, bring your husband, bring whoever you want, and it's totally free. It's something we're offering you in the Black Business School because I believe that we will control the future. We are powerful together. We can do anything. There is no force out here. There's no white man that can stop us. There's no nigga that can stop us. We are more powerful than all of that because we are smarter than them. We are more determined than them, and we are more capable than they are. And our children are going to be the people that their children end up working for. So let's go get it. Let's go make it happen. We're going to win. So God bless everybody. Have a good day. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Peace.